Grandfather paradox. You decide to time travel to the past. In the past, you kill your grandfather before he fathers your father. So how can you exist and travel back in time? Schrodinger's cat. Put the cat in the box. The box contains a radioactive nucleotide and a container with radioactive gas. If the nucleotide explodes, the container releases gas and kills the cat. If it doesn't explode, the cat is alive. It is a physical and mainly a thought experiment. The twins paradox. Einstein claims that the faster you move in space, the slower you move in time, which means that if we send one or more twins into space at the speed of light and leave the other on Earth, when he returns, our astronaut will be several years younger than his brother. Achilles and the tortoise. Imagine a race. The tortoise gets a 100-meter head start from Achilles. Achilles runs to the place where the tortoise was before he started. The tortoise moves another 10 meters. Achilles runs to a new place. The tortoise moves 1 meter. This goes on and on ad infinitum. This is how Zenon in antiquity imagined the paradox that led to the infinite series in mathematics. Barber's paradox. Let's imagine a small town in which there's only one barber. This barber follows a special rule. He shaves all the men in town who don't shave themselves. If the barber shaves himself, it means that his rule does not apply, because he would shave himself. If a barber does not shave himself, he should, according to his rule, shave himself, for he shaves all who do not shave themselves. Catch-22. The need for something that you can only have when you no longer need it. A soldier wants to leave the war because he's afraid, so he comes up with the idea of asking for discharge. The reason? He's said to be crazy. If he actually asks, it means he's scared, which is proof he's not crazy. But if he is crazy, he doesn't realize it and does not ask to be released. The Fermi paradox. If the universe is infinite, where are all the other civilizations? Paradox Grand Hotel. In an infinitely large hotel, there are infinitely many rooms that are fully filled. No problem, we'll move the first guest from room 1 to room 2. We move guest 2 to room 3. Anyway, and so on and so forth. We can do the magic endlessly. Paradox of enrichment. There are fish in the pond, food for frogs. If we give the fish more food, they will multiply. The result? More fish, more frogs. The frogs start eating more and catch all the fish. This leads to a worse situation in the pond than it was at the beginning. Socrates paradox. You have a big pile of gravel. You gradually remove stones one by one. When does the pile stop being a pile? The ship of Theseus paradox. You own a ship. You gradually replace all parts of the ship with new ones. Is it still the same ship? Will you use the old parts to build a new ship? And if so, which one is the original? Paradox of thrift. Saving money is generally a good thing, but what happens if everyone starts saving? Less spending, less economic growth, and less wealth in general. The value paradox. The most important things are often the cheapest, like bread or water. On the other hand, completely useless things, such as gold, are extremely expensive. Liar paradox. A liar in body and soul who never tells the truth will say, "I'm lying to you now." That means he just lied about lying. The raven paradox. The all ravens are black hypothesis. You'll meet a raven, so it must be black. You meet a white swan. Is it a crow? No, but that would mean that all black is a raven. The hedonism paradox. The more a person seeks satisfaction and pleasure, the more difficult it is to reach them. Interesting number paradox. Every person who has their favorite number has a different reason why that particular number is interesting, so every number is interesting. Pinocchio paradox. If Pinocchio were to say, "My nose will grow now," he would create a logical dilemma. If his nose grows, he's telling the truth, so it shouldn't grow. If the nose doesn't grow, it's lying, and the nose should grow. The paradox of two countries. Stability-instability paradox. If two states acquire the atomic bomb, it reduces the possibility of war, but the number of small conflicts will increase. Opposite day paradox. If I say it's a day of opposites, is it or isn't it? Simpson's paradox. If we look at the election results in two different regions, each region seems to have a different preferred party. However, if we combine the results of both regions, we can get the exact opposite of the results, or the results will be evenly distributed. Tolerance paradox. If the whole world tolerates everything, we'll tolerate intolerance. Intolerant individuals then destroy the entire society. Bootstrap paradox. You'll use a time machine. You go back in time and play the Beatles all their songs on your mobile phone before they even wrote them. So then, who would be the author of the songs? Stockdale paradox. If you believe that you'll succeed soon, it reduces the chance of success. On the contrary, if you believe that one day you will succeed and you work constantly, it increases your chance of success. Olber's paradox. Why is the night sky black when there are endless shining stars in the sky? Unexpected hanging paradox. The convict expects to be executed sometime next week on weekdays. He doesn't know exactly when. If the execution does not take place by Wednesday, it's more clear that the execution will take place on Thursday, since it would no longer be a surprise on Friday. Card paradox. On one side is written, the sentence on the other side of the card is true. On the other side is written, the sentence on the other side of the card is a lie. So what is the truth? Boltzmann brain. It's more likely that a single brain with a memory of existence in our universe arose spontaneously than that the entire universe arose in the way scientists believe. Service recovery paradox. By providing an easy fix for your product, you create more credibility for your product than if it never broke. Ironic process theory. There's a psychological process. When I say, for example, don't think about a cup of coffee, it's hard to stop thinking about it even when you're trying to think about something else. Paradox of choice. This is exactly what happens to me when I don't know what to have for lunch. Decision making is much easier when I only have 3 dishes on the menu instead of 10. Lottery paradox. It's more than certain that there is one winning ticket in the lottery, so then it's reasonable to believe that any ticket you choose is not winning. Well, it's not reasonable to believe that no ticket is a winning ticket. Preparedness paradox. Your friend advises you to dress warmly because it's cold outside. Get dressed and it's warm outside. In other words, constant readiness causes the unexpected event never to happen. The temperature paradox. Warmer water freezes faster than cold water. Sword and shield paradox. What happens when a sword so sharp that it can cut through any shield meets a shield that's so strong it can prevent any sword from cutting? Dichotomy paradox. Imagine you want to get from point A to point B. To get there, you must first get halfway between points A and B, which is point C. To get there, you must first get half the distance of point A and C, which is point D, and so on to infinity. That would mean you would never reach your destination. Fletcher paradox. Although an arrow shot from a crossbow seems to be constantly changing its position, when we slow down time to an extreme, the arrow doesn't seem to move. It would just hang in the air. If the arrow is stationary at one point in time, how is it possible for it to move at all? The friendship paradox. You have 3 friends at school. Some of these friends have 5 friends, and some of them have 10, and so on it goes forever. The result? Your friends' friends have more friends than you, so they're more popular. Irresistible force paradox. What happens when an unstoppable object meets a stationary object? And that brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like and subscribe for more.